It's Christmas morning for watch collectors. Rolex just announced its calendar of new releases for 2023 on the first day of the industry's biggest trade show, Watches and Wonders. Whether you are a Rolex fan, hater, or fair weather one, we'd be hard-pressed not to admit some, if not all, of the confirmed timepieces by Rolex is juicy enough to get your tongue wagging. Ready or not, here lies a list of everything you should expect this year from Rolex. Here's a little heads up though, some of these watches would leave your mind blown. What better way to start off than the commemorative 60th anniversary of Daytona? You heard that right. Rolex would be marking the 60th anniversary of the Daytona with a super attractive Rolex Cosmograph Daytona. As announced by Rolex, subtle refinements would be made, including a new movement, dial and case. There would be smaller hour markers and a different sized crown at 6 o'clock. Part of what we should expect are colour combinations. There will be a black and white panda dial, but expect a lot of gold too. There's a gold dial with a white, black dial, a completely rose gold version with black dials, and a gold dial with a white dial. Did you know there's also going to be a platinum model with an ice blue dial and a chocolate bezel that screams, "Get me at all costs"? We'll talk more about this later. For now, let's talk about the redesigned case. To start with, the lugs have gotten some tweaks, like a more refined, expensive feeling geometry and smoother edges. We're sure many of you are curious about what this new movement Rolex promises for the Cosmograph Daytona entails, especially given it'd be the first since 2000. But Rolex has promised us all that it'd be adding new functionality. The Caliber 4131, which houses the chronology escapement, is now powering the Cosmograph Daytona, and its notable feature is its ability to reduce energy loss. The important thing to note here is that it's simply not a gimmick. There is a Paraflex shock absorber paired with ball bearings to optimize the self-winding mechanism. With that being said, let's talk about the Platinum version. As stated earlier, it'd be coming in a signature icy blue dial with a dark brown ceramic bezel. And here's another noteworthy feature. Thanks to its transparent sapphire case back, the watch's 18-karat yellow gold oscillating weight would be visible to the naked eye. While it isn't the first ever see-through Rolex case from the brand, it marks the first integration into the Daytona line. Over the years, Rolex has constantly strived to improve its finishing, which is good, but the new Rolex Perpetual 1908 model seems to have crowned its efforts. This new unexpected model pays tribute to the brand's rich history of being a pioneer of innovative strides in the watch industry and its ever-growing list of breakthroughs. Just in case you haven't pieced things together yet, 1908 represents the year of Rolex's official foundation while opening new horizons for the brand. However, as far as inspiration goes, its muse is none other than the 1931 Oyster Perpetual model. Its design is classy and contemporary styled, and in an 18-karat yellow or white gold see-through case that lets you admire the delectable movement finishes. What could go wrong? Speaking of movement, this model would be coming with the new Rolex 7140 Caliber, a self-winding movement designed from the ground up, equipped with an anti-shock Paraflex mechanism, a Siloxy hairspring, and a chronology escapement. The Rolex Perpetual 1908 model will come with a slim case that would naturally cause some worry, but you don't need to be bothered. Rolex isn't sacrificing its slimness for a reduced performance. The movement ensures up to 66 hours of power reserve when fully wound. And if that wasn't enough, its accuracy of plus/minus 2 seconds per day, as proved by the superlative chronometer certification, would surely leave users with an overall excellent performance. Another confirmed watch we should look for is the Watchmaster 242 in titanium. The metal in question reduces the overall weight of the watch while still preserving the awesome finishing one would expect from a professional Rolex timepiece. In terms of design, this model combines mirror-polished touch-on crown protectors, lug profiles, and bezel grooves with a satin finish, which undoubtedly gives it its greyish appearance. If you're an ardent follower of Rolex, you've most likely been waiting in keen anticipation for this model. After a prototype was spotted on Ben Ainsley's wrist during a sailing session, watch collectors quickly added it to the watches under their radar. But compared to it, the bracelet comes in titanium RLX with a massive satin finish and a 5mm extension guaranteed by the Easy Link quick extension mechanism. Plus, the ceramic inserts in the link would not only improve comfort but also ensure the watch is more resistant to wear as time goes on. This year, the Oyster Perpetual Sky Dweller would also be getting some updates. Thanks to its annual calendar and 2 time zones, the Oyster Perpetual Sky Dweller remains the go-to watch for frequent travellers. But with the improvements that are set to be rolled out, including its aesthetic changes, we're sure buyers from outside the demographic would be trooping in for it. White 18-karat gold remains the predominant colour in the range, followed by either black dial if you'd like to keep things simple for dressy occasions, or you may as well decide to go all out with the exclusive but elegant blue-green or mint-green colour options. What would be your choice if you were asked to close your eyes and name the most complex movements developed by Rolex? On our part, we're admittedly not soothsayers, but we're sure a good number of you would mention the caliber 9002. But if we're right about that, it's not so hard to see why. The engine is hands down one of the most complex movements made by the brand, if it isn't already. Only a few watches out there require such, but the Sky Dweller has never been an ordinary timepiece. Did you know Rolex would be releasing new versions of the GMT Master 2? Set to hit the market with new material combos and two-tone bezels, this watch may be all that you'd need. There's going to be an 18-karat yellow gold variant along with a yellow roller saw variant that's exclusively available with a Jubilee bracelet. Like all of the GMT Master 2 that came before, thanks to the bi-directional rotating bezels, users would be able to measure up to 3 different time zones simultaneously. But what's entirely new to the new promised versions is that for the first time, the Cerachrome disc would be coming in grey and black ceramics. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a rousing round of applause for the new Explorer 40. Part of Rolex's new releases would be a new 40mm large edition that's set to fill the gaping hole left by the much-admired 39mm models phase out. The current market is moving in the direction of smaller watches, but do you remember what we said about Rolex never being one to follow the crowd? Going against the market direction and several predictions from collectors and enthusiasts, Rolex is going to be increasing the size of the watch. Over the years, the full satin finishing makes this rugged, no-frills line so sought after by collectors, and we're sure this new 40mm version would be no different, despite its large size. Another cool feature about the Explorer is its legibility, but thanks to the enhanced chroma-light performance introduced in the new collection, this already good characteristic would be going a step further. In 2023, the Oyster Perpetual Bubble screams to be talked about. Rolex would be releasing pop versions of the Oyster Perpetual, named the Oyster Perpetual 31, 36 and 41. The dial features colourful template options like turquoise, coral red, candy pink, yellow and green. The Oyster Perpetual 31 houses the 2232 caliber with the siloxy hairspring, while the Oyster Perpetual 36 and 41 would be getting the 3230 calibers equipped with a blue parachrome hairspring with chronogy escapement. As expected, there would be differences in performance. While the former would ensure up to 55 hours in power reserve, the latter is substantially better, thanks to its power reserve of 70 hours. Last but not least, Rolex has confirmed they'd be releasing the Oyster Perpetual Day-Date 36 line. Adorned with precious stones and soothing colour palettes that remind you of Mediterranean waters like chameleon, green aventurine and turquoise, what's there not to love? The Day-Date 36 models would be coming in 3 options, one in 18-karat yellow gold with an orange-looking chameleon dial, one in 18-karat white gold with a turquoise dial, and the last in ever rose gold with a green aventurine dial and a crystallized surface. Equipped with a hidden crown clasp that opens through the Rolex-shaped lever, these models serve as the ultimate pop offering from Rolex and one of the watches you just have to get.